Life is meaningless without love, but love is meaningless if you have no idea how to love. And I'm not speaking from much experience, I'm 16, but what I've learned throughout the last few years, I'm gonna share with you guys. As yeah, it's been dog shit. Anyways, everyone is foggy on their idea of love to some extent until they actually experience it firsthand. So was I, so is everyone else. And it is kind of confusing to, know what actually is love. And it's it's really difficult to know if someone truly loves you until you test them. And it's like you have to find a way. What? It's like you have to find a way to test someone without actually making them feel like they're doing something bad. And it's like a really fine line which you somehow have to just figure out how to, slowly go across. But in its essence, I think I know what love is now. A week ago, someone asked me what my idea of love was, and I said to them, love is sacrifice. And they said, isn't that also friendship? And yeah, then I thought about it, and I figured that I hadn't really thought much on what love actually was. Because, yeah, you're supposed to sacrifice in love, but would you not sacrifice for your friends too? What is really romantic love? And that's when I figured it out. I really thought about this, and I think I have my answer. Love is caring about someone enough to do what's best for them, even if it's at your own loss. For example, let's say your significant other, they tell you to stop doing something, right? Imagine, let's say, in a hypothetical case, let's say you're a dude, all right, and you've been friends with a girl for like years, but that girl, let's say, just did a few wrong things in her relationship or disrespected your significant other, and your partner tells you that she's she seems suspicious and that she doesn't want you to, you know, maintain contact with your like bestie anymore. What would you do? If you are truly in love, you would just block her without any second thought, because when you love someone, you actually make sure that they feel good over your own feelings. Yeah, that girl might have been like your best friend for like so many years and done so many things for you. But when you're provided with a valid reason, any reason, if it's valid enough and you actually like give a shit, yeah, you'll go to an extreme extent for someone you love, and you always will choose them over anything else. That's just how love works. And sometimes when people defend themselves or defend some actions of theirs and try to provide justifications, even when their partner just tells them it's making them uncomfortable, it's not making them feel like this is a good thing, then you don't really love them. You actually love yourself more, and you're prioritizing yourself over the person you love. And one thing everyone should know is that you can never love yourself as much as other people will love you, because you've been with yourself for so long. You pretty much know every bad thing you've done, every, shitty thing you've done. You know it, but they don't. So what they see is a really toned down, a nicer version of you, and it's not any fault of theirs to see you in that light, because nobody's ever gonna see how bad your thoughts were, or what kind of person you were before you met them. And not everyone is perfect, so it makes sense why others will love you more than you will ever love yourself. Not like everyone, but yeah, other people will love you more. Your, let's say, your future husband or wife, yeah, they're gonna love you more than you love yourself, if you know if they are actually loving you, like truly. And love also has a degree, like there's an extent to which you love someone, and that extent you can figure out by how much you want to sacrifice for the person. If you're ready to sacrifice your favorite people, your friends, if you're ready to sacrifice most of your time, if you're ready to sacrifice most of your energy for this person, yeah, you love them. And if you're not, then you just have to ask yourself, why not? Like, is there something wrong with this person? Or am I just being dumb? Or, even am I being selfish? Am I choosing myself over someone who loves me? Because nothing is gonna last forever. And you wanna keep things good with everyone, but your significant other is always going to be your top priority over anything. And that's how it is for most healthy relationships. People argue, people get mad, but at the end of the day, you do what's gonna make your partner feel good. Moving on, love really makes you change yourself. You know, people are quick to say, "Oh my god, my relationship was so shit, I literally felt myself change as a person." Of course, you did. If your relationship wasn't toxic, and if it was actually a healthy relationship, you do go through change. Meanwhile, if it's like actually toxic, even from your side, then you're not gonna really find it worth it to improve or to change for someone, right? So change plays a big role, because it's not like you lose yourself when you change. It's just you becoming a more fit person for your partner, someone who they love even more because they are compatible. And it's not just about compatibility, it's about adaptability. You two might be different people, completely different people with different interests, but the way you adapt to each other is what decides your degree of love. If you're ready to actually skip a few habits, change yourself just a tiny bit for your significant other, and that's all you need. You don't need anything more than just showing them how much love you can give them. And if you actually manage to improve for them, trust me, they're gonna love you so much, because it's like you did this for me even though you weren't comfortable getting out of your own little tiny headspace, your bubble. You did this for me because you wanted to, you wanted to express your love for me. You wanted to show me how much you love me. And expressing your love is the most important thing you can do when you love someone. Because love that remains inside your head or inside your heart is just wasted, because the person isn't gonna just, you know, guess like, oh, if she says it or if he says it, of course they love me. No, that's not how love works. You actually need to prove your love, and you need to keep doing it, not every single day, or like, really often with your actions. I mean, you need to, you know show people you love them, you need to talk to them nicely, but doing specific things like making gifts, or preparing something, or even just like planning a nice date, or planning something different for a change, just to make your lover happy. You don't need to keep doing it like regularly, but the more you do it, not to an extreme extent, but the more you do it, the better it is. And you have to express your love through actions a lot of times, because anyone can say words, right? Anyone can say I love you, but no, not everybody is going to sacrifice their own valuable time for you. Not everyone is going to, you know give you all of their energy, unless they know that you are worth something. And when someone sees you better than you see yourself, you need to appreciate it. Don't just be like, oh, I don't deserve this, maybe I should just stop, just I feel like I'm doing something wrong by accepting their love. It's dumb. If you genuinely feel like you don't deserve it, keep accepting it. But also, you know you have to love the person enough and love yourself enough to be able to realize that I need this love. So I won't just give it up because I feel like I don't deserve it. That's dumb of me. What you need to do is change yourself, become better, adapt to this person, do things that they would love, sacrifice things for them without really, making a fuss about it. When you sacrifice things for someone, don't keep pointing it out like, oh, look, I did this for you, look, this is how much I love you, because people see. People aren't stupid, people aren't blind, people know how much you love them. And if they choose to ignore it, then you know they don't love you, despite the things they say, and the all the sweet words and all the kind gestures and stuff. If they don't value you enough to sacrifice for you, they don't love you. And this is a huge savior for your time, because you know toxic relationships are a thing. Like, people will use you for attention, people will eventually just use you for validation, they'll use you to feel better about themselves. And sometimes they know it, sometimes they don't know it. Sometimes they just think what they're doing is cool, because that's all they've seen other people in their life do, other people who are toxic, other people who don't deserve shit. They only seen that. And even though it's like really difficult to comment on how someone's surrounding really shapes them as a person, because anything can happen, right? Like the alcoholic example, you know Jack's dad was an alcoholic, and Rack's dad was an alcoholic, but Jack became an alcoholic because his dad was an alcoholic, while Rack never touches alcohol because his dad was an alcoholic. The same thing applies to people. If people don't experience love, then there's a chance that they might just not love anyone themselves, or not do anything for anyone, or they might just give to people what they couldn't ever get. So the only way to determine if someone loves you is to see how much they're willing to do for you, see how much they're willing to listen, to see how much they're willing to understand your perspective, and see how much they are willing to sacrifice just to keep you around. And these things apply to you too, because it's not like a good person, an objectively good person, still can't be toxic. Anyone can. That's why relationships are so complicated. No, I already have someone, the other person, whoever. Get out, get out. Moving on. Yeah, so if you are gonna love someone, don't go for something casual because unless the other person knows that too, as wasting someone's time, someone who had pure intentions, is one of the worst things you can do as a person. So don't break anyone's heart. Be patient and understand. Try your best to understand people's perspectives and try your best to understand that people have needs. People feel unsafe, people feel uncomfortable for things you may not necessarily feel uncomfortable or unsafe about. But you need to realize that if you truly love someone, you have to be ready to sacrifice something which may seem dumb to you, but for that person, you need to handle how to do that. And if you can't, you don't really love them. And that's okay. Once you realize you don't love someone, don't waste their time. Tell them that, hey, I'm not ready to sacrifice so much for you or, show you this much love. So, yeah, either I'm gonna see if I can, or we should just, you know, stop maintaining contact in the manner that we are right now because it's eventually gonna end up hurting both of us. And yeah, if you're mature enough to admit that you don't love someone, then you're set, bro. Because everyone actually will fall in love, you know, everyone does. Now, whether you can keep that love and if you're mature enough to see how valuable it is, then you're all set. Just don't waste people's time. Love them for who they are. Love them in a way they feel good. Love them in a way that will make them feel good. And don't complain about it. Don't complain about your struggles when you love someone because then then it just makes it seem like you were just trying to do all this stuff to make them feel guilty or something, which you weren't. You truly love them. So stop crying over spilt milk and love people. Just keep loving because love isn't really ever wasted. Love given isn't love lost, it's just love increased. And if you do end up loving someone who breaks your heart, who doesn't love you as much, it's not the end of the world. I mean, now you found out how much you can actually do for love and how much you are able to sacrifice and how much you can actually do for someone who will truly love you, or even for the same person if in the future they change, they start to really love you to an extent where they do all the things I said, then yeah, then you know that you can still treat them the same way and how good you can be. So don't be upset, keep loving, keep living, and see, even though this isn't like symmetrical, I think it's like beautiful. I like it. Of course, we couldn't end the love episode without you. You have beautiful eyes. Where you going? Yeah, bye, bye.